It is said that the light of the sphere is visible from space, but that light is still strong enough to show everyone that an entire city is gradually sinking into the darkness of debt, unemployment, and blind illusions. At a cost of more than $2.3 billion, the sphere is promoted as the most groundbreaking entertainment building on the planet. Giant 360-degree LED screens, audio-oriented technology, and the ambition to turn Vegas into a center global culture. But after only a few months of operation, that technological dream turned into a financial nightmare. Revenue was not enough to cover costs, performances were cut, and a series of businesses around Cole were losing money because the actual number of visitors was not as expected. Many people call this a symbol of the new bubble period, as Las Vegas tries to hold attention with lavish structures, while the local economy is dwindling. The sphere was once expected to illuminate the city's future, but now it has become a torch that burns the American dream to ashes. Can a symbol born from a dream leave the whole city broke? What will happen when the whole country continues to dream in the midst of an economic nightmare? In today's video, we'll dive into the dark truth behind the sphere and discover how a $2.3 billion dream turned Las Vegas into the grandest debtor of the lavish illusion itself. It's hard to deny the overwhelmingness of standing in front of the sphere, which Las Vegas calls a miracle of post-pandemic revival. From the moment one enters, one feels like one is caught up in another dimension, where light, sound, and movement blend, creating an artificial universe that awakens all senses. With the ambition of rewriting humanity's entertainment experience, the sphere is invested from 2.3 to 2.6 billion USD and is known in the media as the technology miracle that can bring Vegas back to the golden age. The building is cleverly located right next to Venetian Resort, one of the world's most lavish and crowded resorts, on the property of Sands Avenue, just a few minutes' walk from Las Vegas Boulevard. That location not only helps the sphere immerse itself in the most vibrant pace of life in the city, but also welcomes a huge stream of guests from iconic hotels such as the Mirage, Wynn, Encore, Treasure Island, or Caesar's Palace. It's a perfectly calculated location to make the sphere the center of all eyes. The sphere can be mentioned as one of the most complex and expensive structures ever built on this planet. More than 50 million external LED lights, 1.2 million independently controlled bulbs, create a ball of light that can display anything from giant faces, ocean views, space skies, to giant brand logos revolving around like advertising planets. The most explosive period was when this place opened the U2 residency chain, with more than 700,000 tickets sold in just a few minutes, with an average price of $400 to $1,500 USD per ticket. The American press calls this a sensory storm, a post-pandemic miracle that Las Vegas has been waiting to relive. Director Darren Aronofsky then delivers the exclusive film Postcard from Earth, an interplanetary psychedelic journey using surreal visual technology and synchronized motion that makes the audience feel like they are flying in space. Thousands of international tourists flock to Vegas just to experience it. In the first few months, the Sphere quickly became the most famous check-in point in the world, surpassing both the Eiffel Tower and Times Square on social networks. Videos of its light show spread across the internet, leading people to believe that Vegas is back. But perhaps the city did not realize that the brighter the light, the darker the darkness behind it. According to Sphere Entertainment's financial report, in just the first quarter of operation, this project lost nearly 100 million USD and more than 500 million USD in the first year, a number that shocked even experienced investors. It is worth mentioning that these losses are no longer construction costs, but periodic operating losses. In other words, the Sphere is burning money every day to survive. According to internal sources, huge electricity costs and complex technical systems requiring continuous maintenance have caused the budget to far exceed all initial predictions. James Dolan, who is known as the father of the second moon on Earth, once frankly admitted, "I wish that the day we lit it up that we knew exactly how to run it, exactly how to sell it, and exactly how to program it, etc. But that's just not the case." That's right, you didn't hear wrong. The creator of this great tech icon himself admits that he doesn't know how to make it profitable. A paradox that only America's entertainment capital has, when Vegas has just created $1 billion fantasy for the world and doesn't know how to keep it alive. The Sphere, the city's new pride, seems to be becoming a financial black hole, gradually swallowing not only money, but also people's confidence in the future. From the tech miracle expected to save the travel scene, it is turning into a symbol of arrogance and blindness. Is that bright light saving Las Vegas? Or just the last fire of a half-burnt dream? No one can be sure. Just know that, while that ball of light still shines brightly in the desert sky, the same Las Vegas, city that was once built on, dreams is facing one of the most difficult challenges in history, its modern history. The Sphere was once introduced as Las Vegas's new life source, a construction that can feed itself with light, sound, and technological magic. But after only a year, it was realized that behind that dazzling LED shell was not a money-making machine, but a giant creature that was eating every dollar of the city. Every quarter, the Sphere burns tens of millions of dollars just to maintain its existence. Electricity consumption alone is equivalent to 15,000 households, making the monthly energy bill higher than the average residential area. The cooling system must operate 24/7 amid the heat of the Nevada desert, consuming an additional $50,000 per day, while LED maintenance and engineering labor costs reach $100 million per year. Inside the Sphere, more than 200 engineers work full-time, replacing each broken LED module, checking the temperature, calibrating the sound, and synchronizing the motion for the massive 16K display. An engineer once described, "The Sphere is not a building. It is a living creature, and it is hungry for money every day." MSG Entertainment's financial reports, Q4 2023, show that despite owning popular shows such as U2 Residency and huge LED advertising revenue, Sphere has not yet reached break-even point. In that quarter, the structure lost about $100 million, bringing its total loss to more than $300 million in just the first half of 2024. Main source of revenue, live shows, is not enough to cover costs. U2 sold out, but 90% of the profits went to the band, with Sphere retaining only a negligible fraction. Postcard from Earth, the exclusive movie expected to become a stable source of revenue, lost momentum after just a few months when the number of returning visitors was almost zero. Reduced screenings from daily to several sessions per week demonstrate that the once-in-a-lifetime experience model cannot be sustained long-term. Even advertising, a seemingly endless side revenue source, cannot save the Sphere. The average rental price is $450,000 for 4 hours of display, but total advertising revenue only covers less than 10% of operating costs. Campaigns like Formula One, PlayStation, Meta, or One Piece provided media buzz, but not actual profits. Inside the balance sheet, debt borrowing from MSG Networks exceeds $850 million, with interest of nearly $120 million per year, making Sphere not only an operational burden, but also a financial bomb on the countdown. The interest rate piling up in the context of falling tourism puts the Sphere in a paradoxical position. The brighter it is, the worse it loses. A leader once admitted that even if Sphere sold out every night, this project still could not be profitable. The cost structure is too heavy, from power, maintenance, to exclusive content that cannot be reused or distributed on another platform. Each creative product only lives once and then disappears. After months of glory, Vegas begins to witness the cold truth. The emotional machine they expected to revive economically has now become a parasite of the city itself. With each passing day, it consumes millions of dollars to maintain its shimmering image, but does not bring real value to the surrounding community. When the Sphere was likened to the second sun of the Nevada desert, no one thought that the sun also needed fuel, and Vegas itself was the fuel that burned every hour to keep it bright. If a symbol erected to save the city is draining its life, does that light still have any meaning, or just a brilliant illusion burning what's left of the Vegas dream? Behind the dazzling light of the Sphere is a man with a desire to conquer time, James L. Dolan, owner of Madison Square Garden and the New York Knicks football team. He is famous on Wall Street and New York as a symbol of power, arrogance, and a strong belief that money can immortalize people, at least in history. For Dolan, the Sphere is more than just a commercial project. It is his legacy, a symbol of eternity that he believes will forever be associated with the city of Las Vegas. When he started coming up with the idea, he once said, "I want to create a place where people don't just come to see, but come to feel." That statement became the core philosophy, and was also the first trap that left him with no way out. Dolan has poured into the project more than $1.4 billion for the giant steel frame and LED shell, and $600 million for visual, audio, and motion technology, numbers that stun investors. Every detail inside is designed from scratch, without using any commercially available components. Every snail, every circuit board, every sound system is a unique, but the price of that uniqueness is the cost beyond control. To control the content shown inside, Dolan also founded Sphere Studios in Burbank, California, where hundreds of engineers, artists, directors, and visual effects specialists work full-time to create content just for the Sphere. Everything, from the idea to the final frame, must serve Dolan's dream. A dream he calls Moonshot Project, a shot to the moon of the 21st century. But unlike NASA, the Sphere has no way back. Many experts within the company warn that costs are escalating rapidly, that the ability to recover capital is almost impossible. Still, Dolan remained steadfast. Instead of cutting back, he scaled up, turning this project into unlimited creative works, where art is placed above all economic logic. When asked about risk, Dolan only said one sentence: "I don't build a business, I built a legacy." That statement is short, confident, and proud. To many people is the opening statement of a financial tragedy. After brief success in Vegas, Dolan quickly announced plans to expand the building of the second Sphere in London, with the ambition to turn this model into the theatre chain of the future globally. But in contrast to Vegas, the project in the UK faced a wave of fierce opposition. Locals call it a giant 24/7 billboard that disrupts the landscape and environment, and authorities are concerned about light pollution and energy consumption. But Dolan did not stop. He seems to be trying to prove that the Vegas failure was not a mistake, but a vision ahead of its time. He wanted to clone that dream into the world, as if only when the globe saw it, the Sphere would be truly immortal. James Dolan once said he wanted the Sphere to live forever. But perhaps it was that blind confidence that made his legacy dream of becoming the most expensive ghost in Vegas history. A proof that sometimes people cannot buy eternity, even with billions of dollars in hand. In the world of numbers, the Sphere is a problem that cannot solve. A lavish equation that no matter how much money is added, the end result is a loss. Even when sold out every night, Sphere still cannot reach break-even point because its fixed costs are so large that no conventional business model can absorb it. According to internal estimates, Sphere's break-even point far exceeds ticket sales and advertising capabilities because most revenue must be redistributed to performing artists. In the case of U2 Residency, the band enjoyed most of the profits, while Sphere only kept a small amount. not enough to cover the huge operating costs. The numbers on paper show a paradox. Despite the sold-out performances, the project is still in debt. Even with Postcard from Earth, exclusive movie that was once expected to maintain long-term revenue, the results were not very positive. After just a few months, ticket prices had to drop from 190 nons to 1990 nons, a clear signal that demand was falling. Vegas still has tourists, but not everyone is willing to pay more than $100 for a viewing that lasts more than an hour, especially when the experience cannot be renewed quickly. On the advertising side, the Sphere is considered the most expensive billboard on the planet. Every 4 hours displayed on a giant LED screen is valued at $450,000, but total advertising revenue only covers less than 10% of operating costs. Formula One, Meta, PlayStation, or YouTube campaigns bring buzz, but it's buzz in media, not in bookkeeping. The core of the problem lies in the unrealistic operating model. One venue, one audience. All content at Sphere must be produced separately and can only be shown here. Cannot be reused, cannot be distributed on digital platforms, cannot sell global copyrights. That means every creative product lives and dies on its own in a single space. Unlike Netflix, which can release content millions of times around the world, or Disneyland, which can clone models in many countries, Sphere is imprisoned in its own design. Can't scale up, can't reinvest. Every time the curtain lights up is added a new cost chain, and every time the screen turns off, the revenue also disappears. In mathematics, every equation has a solution. But with the Sphere, where profits only exist on PowerPoint and the light is fed by debt, perhaps the only remaining problem is, when will Vegas dare to turn off the lights to look the truth in the face? When the Sphere officially opened, Las Vegas residents used to believe they were witnessing the city's miracle of rebirth. After the pandemic, a series of hotels closed, tens of thousands of people lost their jobs, and tourism was almost paralyzed. The Sphere appears as a symbol of hope. A tech wonder worth $2.3 billion is expected to bring thousands of new jobs, pull the flow of tourists back to southern Nevada, and bring Vegas once again become the entertainment center of the world. Yet, less than a year after its inauguration, that dream has begun to crack. According to Southern Nevada tourism figures, international arrivals and tourism revenues continued to decline despite the Sphere's opening. Small businesses around the Sands Avenue area have not recorded a significant increase in visitors. On the contrary, many people also say that visitors come to take Sphere photos and then go, not spend more. Shows that had sold out, like U2 Residency, began to open up to the audience. On forums, many viewers posted pictures of empty rows of seats on announced nights, sold out. A sign that the attraction is fading. The movie Postcard from Earth also suffered the same fate. The number of screenings was cut. The number of returning visitors was almost gone. The stock price of MSG Entertainment, the parent company that owns the Sphere, dropped more than 30% in just the first half of 2024. Investors lost confidence, while analysts called it the largest entertainment bubble in Vegas. History. In response, the company was forced to lay off more than 100 employees, cut back on new content production, and seek financial partners in Abu Dhabi to open a second Sphere in the hope of scaling up to save cash flow. But that plan quickly met with a mixed reaction. Many people call this a cloning attempt a failure, while experts say that expands a loss pattern that never leads to profit. Shows at Sphere are currently only 2 to 4 shows per week, causing extremely low power exploitation rates. Meanwhile, the harsh climate of the desert and the huge maintenance costs of, especially the external LED system, make every activity a fire-red card game. The more it operates, the heavier the hole. The bitter truth is, Sphere not only burned money, but also burned the dream that Vegas was once proud of. It was built to save the city from recession, but became a new symbol of greed when it was believed that flourishing could be bought with technology and light. Is this when Vegas realizes that sometimes the most expensive miracle is the bitter lesson it creates for itself? There's a paradox going on the Las Vegas Strip. While millions of LED bulbs on the Sphere still brightly illuminate the desert sky, the streets right below are gradually becoming quiet. Immediately after the Sphere went into operation, tourism revenue throughout the city suddenly decreased. Once busy resorts such as Mirage, Flamingo, or Luxor began cutting services, limiting the number of operating rooms, and suspending some casino areas. Many small businesses that depend on the influx of tourists from the Venetian and Sphere face early closures, when the influx of people arrive just to take photos and then leave without spending money. The decrease in the number of visitors caused a heavy deficit in the city budget. Travel tax, hotel tax, and entertainment revenue, which is the economic mainstay of Las Vegas, free fall. As a result, the chain spread quickly. Taxis were empty, restaurants were losing capital, and local services were shrinking. A longtime chef at Strip shared, "We used to cook 500 times an evening. Now only half left. The light is still bright, but the tables are empty." High-caliber events such as the Las Vegas Grand Prix or NBA Draft are held to promote the image of the city reviving. Everything is epic, live TV all over the world, but the actual profit is very low. Many experts say it's just the short-term craze, which helps Las Vegas appear on the media map, but doesn't solve the root of the problem. The city is losing the ability to feed itself on tourism. And in the middle of it all, the Sphere, once hailed as Vegas' recovery engine, is now seen as a huge spending machine. Major American newspapers describe it as the most expensive liability in the history of the entertainment industry, a construction that offers more image than actual value. Locals have even given it a sour nickname, Dead Star. Dead Star. A star was once expected to illuminate Vegas after the Dark Ages, but is now just a luminous object alone in the sky, bringing no warmth to anyone. As the visitor source dries up, the Sphere continues to burn money every day to keep the light from going out. That light is still beautiful, still making passers-by look up, but for many people, it is just a bitter reminder that the Vegas aura is being maintained by borrowed coins, and by faith has gradually dried up. Does that light still have the meaning of life? Or is it just a veil for the darkness spreading at the foot of the brilliant towers of this city? In the night sky of the Nevada desert, the Sphere still glows brightly, like an artificial moon created from millions of LED bulbs and billions of dollars of expectations. But when that light reflects down the deserted streets, people begin to wonder, does that light still have the meaning of life? Or is it just a reflection of a lost dream? Vegas was born from the desire to dream, be free and believe that everyone has a chance. But now, in the light of the Sphere, that city seemed to be seeing itself in the distorted mirror of greed and illusion. A structure created to revive Las Vegas, but became a symbol of what caused it to decline: huge costs, mounting debt, and the loss of human connection. Perhaps the Sphere is not a burden on Las Vegas, but its most honest mirror. A gorgeous, proud Vegas, but struggling to survive in a world where everything costs except faith. If this story makes you reflect on Las Vegas, or about the same America you once knew, leave a comment below, click like, share the video so many others can also see the hidden corner behind the lights. And if you believe that the true light is still somewhere, subscribe to the channel to continue our journey to discover the stories that are reshaping America today. All content in this video is compiled for analytical, commentary, and educational purposes, not representing any organization, business, or individual. These data, numbers, and citations are compiled from public sources, financial reports, and reputable media, and can be interpreted from many different perspectives. We make no absolute assertions about the accuracy or integrity of all information, and encourage viewers to verify themselves from official sources. Every point of view presented in the video reflects the independent analysis of the editorial team, not to offend, attack, or attribute responsibility to any individual or organization. This video is not for investment, financial, or political recommendations. Our goal is to provoke reflection, promote dialogue, and help viewers gain a deeper understanding of the social, economic picture behind the seemingly purely entertaining symbols.